This episode was really good. I feel like it was more comedy compared to the first episode. Like the first episode had a good balance of seriousness and comedy, but for this one, it was mostly comedy, and I kind of think it's because we got to see more of Chaeyoung and how goofy of a character she is. She is not a boring character. Every scene that I saw her in, I was always entertained, even when she was talking seriousness or even when she was just being goofy. I was always entertained, and I love her character. I have one question. Is that her shtick, where she goes one way and wherever she needs to go is the other way? I mean, she did it twice in this episode, which was pretty hilarious. And speaking of hilarious, Vincenzo cannot finish a meal. Have you ever seen this guy finish a meal? I mean, when he was eating tteokbokki at the shop, he was trying to finish it, but the boy who was getting beat up by his mom was trying to run away, and he knocked it off the table and spilled it all on Vincenzo. And right after drinking with Yoo Chan, he went to his house to eat some soup and rice, and he couldn't finish that because Chaeyoung was in a rush. And don't get me started about the Italian restaurant. Yo, one day the fake Italian chef will create an Italian dish that Vincenzo will not spit out. It's not going to be now, but one day. The other thing I love about this episode is just seeing the relationship between Yuchan and Vincenzo being built up. Like at first, Yuchan didn't even trust Vincenzo because he doesn't represent the people like he does. But just seeing them going after the same enemy, doing the same thing, just pretty much hanging out with each other more and more, Vincenzo is gaining Yuchan's trust. But just knowing Vincenzo's true intentions for the building, and once Yuchan finds out, man, that friendship is going to break. What's also interesting was when Vincenzo was learning more about the enemy, he was like, they don't care about the tenants. They only care about the building and so forth and so forth. And if you think about it, it's not that different from what Vincenzo is trying to do. Trying to evict all of the tenants, get the gold, destroy the building. So pretty much if Vincenzo is on both sides on this one. So at the beginning of the episode, we still see Vincenzo trying to hang the guy off the building. What's funny was the pinky swear. I mean, like the guy was holding on for dear life and he needs to do a pinky swear. He needs all fingers, full grip. So pretty much they come to a conclusion where they should get lost. Obviously, they don't. But then right after that ended, Yuchan was like, hey, let's talk. And when he was talking to him, it was the typical, hey, I don't trust you type of talk. And we see that, he doesn't trust him. But then when Vincenzo was trying to get some information on the enemy, Yuchan was like, oh, okay, I see. So learn about your enemy before you take him down. And we see just a little bit of trust being gained, just a bit. And whatever information or that documents that Vincenzo wanted, Yuchan was like, okay, go ahead, read it. And then they have like this talk about how corrupt the company is and all of that. And we still see the trust, just being built just bit by bit by bit. And then when it was time to have a meeting with the representative of the group from the first episode, the guy who threatened Vincenzo, Yuchan thought that Vincenzo had proper papers to accuse him of something. I mean, he even had like the folder that said, accusations of blah, 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 whatever. And once they got up there and met with the guy, it was empty. The folder was empty. And then Yuchan's face was like, and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, like the trust was being built. And now just seeing Yuchan, seeing the fact that he didn't have any proper papers at all, I was like, okay, trust broken again. But then Vincenzo used his mafia ways and really threatened the other guy. And I'm like, oh man, you're going to do that in front of Yuchan? But then once the meeting ended, Yuchan smiled. He praised him for it. When Yuchan and Vincenzo went out drinking, like we see them have a serious talk and we see how much Yuchan really cares about the people. Like he doesn't just care about them, but he wants to represent them, defend them. And we see how much of a proper lawyer he is. Unlike Hanso, who is a corrupt lawyer who gets his money from representing Babil E and C, and we see him getting pummeled with hockey pucks and by a hockey player, which I think is probably the leader of the group. So in this episode, we do see the good side of being a lawyer and the corrupt side as well. And then later on, everyone finds out that the building is going to be demolished at 11 p.m. Now, Vincenzo, he's trying to call Yoo Chan. Yoo Chan is busy meeting with some other guy about getting some information. We still don't know what that is. The tenants are worried, but then Vincenzo came up with an idea of holding a party in front of the building and pretty much stop the whole building being demolished, which was a pretty good idea. Shoot, I wanted to join that party because that party looked fun. And then towards the end, we see a little bit of eye contact between Chayoung and Vincenzo. So it looked like I kind of thought Vincenzo was going to initiate the first like towards Chayoung, but it looks like Chayoung is starting to like Vincenzo. Oh yeah, there's one last thing I want to talk about. Chayoung was pretty much on the nose when she said to Vincenzo, "There is something more valuable that you're going after for than the building." I'm like, oh, nice. And also Kisok from the, hold up, which agency he's from? He's from the International Crime Response Agency. He was also on the nose when he told his boss that a mafia's son came to Korea probably to get away from his enemies because he doesn't want to be killed. And then his boss was like, "Why would he come to Korea for? I mean, there's nothing here." And then he was like, "Well, he probably have some stash here." And then his boss was like, "Why would he stash it here? There are so many proper places to hide your money. Why in South Korea?" Kisok is on the nose. Chayoung is on the nose too, which I find pretty interesting. So yeah, that's the end of my review. I really did enjoy this episode. Again, mostly comedy, but again, I'm not complaining. I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this second episode. And I want to know your thoughts and opinions about the drama so far. I know it's only been 2 episodes, but so far, I am enjoying this drama. Like, the writing is actually pretty good. The characters, there's not one character I hate here. Like, even if they want me to hate a character because he's the bad guy or he's annoying, but everyone here plays a good part. Like, even if they're just supporting characters just doing dumb stuff, like, everyone plays a good part here and it works and I love it. This could probably be one of my favorite dramas in 2021. So anyway, if you guys like my review, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.